Welcome to Idea Enterprise Digital Marketing. Today you will study with me about effective communication skills. If we talk about business messages, these are different from school exam or term paper or your messages to your friends and family. Conciseness and clarity counts a lot. And you should also understand the needs of your reader. If you do not understand the needs of your reader, there will be only frustrating and confusing messages that will not help the reader or the writer. And if we divide the writing process into 3 steps, this will be planning and investigation, and second, organizing and writing, and the third is revising and completing. In the planning and investigation portion, you will analyze your purpose of writing, you will define your main idea, and you will find your topic. And after that, you will gather information from all possible resources to write your message or to draft your message. And then you have to select a medium that you are going to convey your message, to select oral communication, written communication or electronic communication. Organizing and writing process, you have to adjust yourself to your audience and you have to get organized. And in the completing and revising portion, you have to produce, you have to revise, you have to proofread, and you have to distribute your message. And if we talk about how to optimize your time distribution in all the writing process, here you have to allocate 50% time for your planning and investigation. Then you have to allocate 25% time for your organizing and writing part, and then you have to allocate 25% time for your completing and revising portion, all depending upon the subject, your audience, and the writer's knowledge about the subject. In the writing process, you have to first of all decide about the purpose of your message, that the purpose of your message is to inform or to persuade or to collaborate. And you also have to analyze that what will be the effect of your message on the behavior of your audience, or what will be the probable response of your audience to your message. And after that, you have also to analyze your relationship with your audience. If your purpose is not worthwhile or realistic or not acceptable to your organization or business, you should not send the message. Or if you think that after sending your message there will be no change in the behavior of your audience, then do not send your message until you are not clear about your purpose of writing. Now please concentrate on this table to understand about general purpose, specific purpose, topic and main idea. Before going to discuss these examples, keep in mind that when you are going to write for information, it is an easier task, and when you are writing for persuasion, it is comparatively difficult, and when you are writing to collaborate, it is the most difficult task. Now come to the example. Say for example, you are writing to inform, teach customer service department how to file insurance claims. Your topic will be insurance claims, and idea behind your writing is proper filing of insurance claims saves time and money. Now if you are writing to pursue, for example, you want to convince managers to increase spending on research and development, your topic will be R&D funding, and your main idea behind your writing is competitors outspend on research and development, so you have to counter their strategy. And now if you are writing to collaborate, Then for example, solicit ideas for incentive plan that ties wages to profits. Topic will be incentive pay, and main idea will be linking wages to profit motivates workers. Selecting your main idea and purpose, you have to profile your audience. First of all, you have to identify your primary audience. Then you have to identify the composition of your audience. Then you have to analyze and evaluate the probable response of your audience, that your audience will be pleased or interested or displeased or uninterested after receiving your message. And you also have to evaluate your relationship with your audience, and you also have to evaluate the understanding level of your audience, and analyze the informational, motivational and practical needs of your audience. Now, before starting your drafting, you have to gather information about your topic, about your main idea from all possible resources to write properly. For that, you can use all resources, informal like newspapers, novels, you can use internet, you can use company documents, you can consult to your seniors, your colleagues, your juniors, or you can get feedback from the audience, or you can ask question from different your friends or audience to gather maximum information about your purpose and main idea. Now at this stage, you have to analyze the communication needs of your audience, that your audience need accurate information and your audience need pertinent information and your audience need ethical information. After doing that, you have to select the approach, that how you will approach your audience. First is direct approach or deductive approach. If your audience is receptive or ready to listen you, then you have to select direct approach, where you will start with conclusion, then main idea and then evidence. And if your audience is resistant or skeptical, then you will use indirect approach or inductive approach, where you will start with evidence and then conclusion and then main idea. Now, by concentrating on this table, you can choose the appropriate approach for your audience. Say for example, if audience reaction is eager, interested, pleased or neutral, your message opening will be main idea first, good news or request, then in the body you will write necessary details, and message closing will be cordial comment or statement about specific action. And if your audience is displeased, your message opening will be neutral buffer statement. In the body you will write a reason, justification, bad news, positive suggestion, and message closing will be cordial close. And if your audience is uninterested or unwilling, your message opening will be attention getting statement or question. Then you are going to arouse interest, building desire, and then message closing will be request for action. If we talk about comparison of direct and indirect approach, we will use direct approach in all good news or positive news messages, and we will use indirect approach in bad news messages. All positive messages always use direct approach, and you can cushion the blow of negative news by introducing it with more positive information. Persuasive messages can be a challenge, as here you are asking your audience to give up money, time, beliefs or habits. With longer messages, Always use an outline so that all points should fit together. Make sure that major points should clarify your main idea and purpose of writing. Support each central point with enough evidence to be convincing, but do not put too much information to make your message boring. After selecting the approach, you have to select the media, that what media you will use, oral, written, electronic, whatever, depending upon media richness, media formality, sender intentions, or receiver limitations, or audience preferences, or what are the costs involved in selecting that media. If your purpose is to collaborate, then you have to give an oral presentation to a small group. And if your message is complex and you have to have a permanent record of your message, then you have to go for the written communication. If you are addressing a public gathering, then you have to go for a prepared speech. If your message is simple and audience is outside the company, you have to go for a letter. And if your message is simple and audience is inside the company, then you have to design a memo. And if your message is long and complex, then you have to go for a report writing. And if you want to decrease time zone differences and your audience is spread over huge geographical area, then you have to go for an electronic message. And if your message is short and simple, then you can use instant messaging, and you can use a voice message to convey that message. And if you have an informal meeting with people spread over a huge geographical area, then you can use video conferencing. And if you want to address for a huge motivational meeting over a spread geographical area, then you can use Zoom conferencing. For effective communication, you have to focus the audience, not the sender. That it is a poor sentence. We are offering new health plan with outstanding benefits. Instead, improved sentence is that you can enjoy affordable health solution with us. Or this is poor, that we have 15 financial plans to offer. Instead of this, the improved sentence is you have 15 financial solutions from which to choose. Here is a small letter for your consideration, that how to write business messages. Say for example, you can write, Dear Hassan, your letter was a day brightener for the Chenwan brand group and for us in the customers relation department. We were all delighted to learn how much you enjoy Chenwan. You are right, Chenwan was first introduced in the same year you were born, 1990. Perhaps that explains your affection for those little Chenwan, as the product was initially called. Congratulations to you and your wife as you await the arrival of your baby. I am sending something separately to help welcome the newest member of your cherished family. Best wishes, signatures. Now come to fine tuning of your message. Here you will create a message that will suit your audience and meet the requirements of your task. You have to highlight audience benefit, and you have to cultivate you attitude, that use you maximum time instead of I and we in your conversation. Use bias-free language, use simple language and plain words, and use professional language, use positive and courteous language in your conversation. If we talk about Advantages and disadvantages of oral communication. Here you have ease of communication, you have immediate feedback, you have rich non-verbal cues, and emotional content is also there. But here you don't have permanent record of your communication, and you don't have any control over this communication. You have no editing or revision. If we talk about pros and cons of written communication, here you have better audience reach, here you have permanent record, here you have better control on your message, but the problems are that you don't have immediate feedback, you have much more cost involved in that, and you have much more time. You also have lack of non-verbal communication in the written communication. Now if we talk about organizing, the purpose of organizing is get to the point, omit irrelevant information, increase acceptability, save audience time, you will improve productivity, you will boost understanding. Finally, in the editing and proofreading portion, we will check it grammatically. All spelling mistakes or any kind of mistakes shall be removed over here, and we will check that it is properly prepared to produce the desired results from our audience. I think after getting this lecture, you will be able to communicate effectively and efficiently. If you like this video, please click on the like button, share the video and subscribe the channel to receive the upcoming videos at Idea Enterprise Digital Marketing.